right, ladies and gentlemen, casualties of gaming here. I thought I would do the totally unique and not plagiarized idea that I totally haven't seen, like, I don't know, half a dozen YouTubers at least do so far, and record myself voting for the Game Awards. I know this is a little out of left field for my content, but I thought, what the hell? Who gives a shit? We're going to give it a shot. So I've only really got two rules when it comes to this. Number one, if I haven't heard of anything in the category, if I haven't heard of anything in the category, I'm not voting for it. That shouldn't be an issue with the games. I'm anticipating not being able to vote for streamers and not being able to vote for. I think there's like an esports competitor category that I've voted for in the past. I've done this for a few years just for fun. So those two I'm anticipating not being able to vote for. And then with the games, if I haven't played anything in the category, I'm just gonna skip it. I did when you open this, the first one that comes up is Game of the Year. I'm gonna go back to that and vote. I figured I would do that and then like build to Game of the Year, I guess. And we'll see where this goes. Again, probably won't be able to vote in all categories. So I guess we're starting out with best narrative here. So of these five, the only two that I've actually played is Hellblade and Silent Hill 2. Um, so as far as best narrative is concerned, I think it has to be. See, I didn't like Hellblade as much as I thought I would, but I don't know if in good conscience I can vote for Silent Hill 2 because it's not a new experience. Like I don't have an issue with Silent Hill 2 being in certain categories. This one just feels like it shouldn't be because even though I feel like this is definitely a very different experience than the original in terms of the gameplay, the story is basically the same. So, based on that, not best art direction. Well, this is interesting. I have things to say, but I feel like I should save them for game of the year. So here, I'm gonna go with Neva. I think best score and music. Well, I guess I'm gonna out myself in these situations anyway. Best score and music. So I guess I have to vote for Silent Hill 2. Best audio design. So as far as these go, I can definitely, in good conscience, vote for Hellblade 2. I have my issues with the story, but I will say that as far as like the audio design, it did everything basically that the first one did. If you played with like headphones on and shit like I did, which actually with both of these, Silent Hill 2 had really good audio design too, though. Yeah, I'm going with Hellblade. Best performance. So there's some things I wanted to save for the game of the year deal, but I guess I'll go ahead and out myself. So I have not played Rebirth. I've heard her performance was really good. I am going to play Life is Strange Double Exposure, but I have not. Uh, of eventually I will play Star Wars Outlaws when it's like 50% off, probably. I have played Silent Hill 2, played and beat it. I played Senua's Saga and got near the end of it before I canceled Game Pass last time. Best performance. They're both really good. And although I thoroughly enjoyed Silent Hill 2 more, I'm going to go with Hellblade just because of her performance, I think. Innovations in accessibility. Okay. So, haven't played Call of Duty. Played Diablo 4, but I haven't played it since right before season 1, actually. Didn't play Dragon Age. I played Prince of Persia, Star Wars Outlaws. So like the only one I've played remotely recently is this. Prince of Persia. So I guess, but I don't feel like it did anything in terms of like innovation and accessibility. I have heard really good things about Star Wars Outlaws in that regard. Okay, we're skipping this one because I just don't know. Games for Impact. So I didn't play this. I don't know what this is. Oddly enough, I have played this and this. Not Life is Strange. For a thought provoking game with a pro social meaning or message. See, this is weird for me with Hellblade because I kind of don't care for the story. My issue with Hellblade 2 is that my biggest issue with it is it's a sequel that doesn't need to exist, in my opinion. And it just made the story feel flat. A lot of the characters aren't super memorable, in my opinion, as compared to the first one. But, I mean, it is the whole schizophrenia and it sucks thing. So there's that. I haven't played a ton of this. I haven't finished this. I've just played it. And I'm aware of what this is. Again, I have no idea what the hell this even is. So I guess. I mean, I'm aware of the story here. And I am half tempted to pick this. I played a little bit of it. So technically, I wouldn't be breaking my rule. Screw it, I'll pick Hellblade. Best ongoing. So, this is a category. So, I've played Destiny 2. Actually, so I've played Destiny 2. I've played Diablo 4. I've played Final Fantasy. I think I booted up Fortnite once and technically played it for like a match. So, like, technically speaking, the only one I have not played is Helldivers 2. I will say, I feel like there is a couple of. So, number one, best ongoing, Helldivers shouldn't be here. I would actually. Not that this was ever going to happen. I actually believe that something like The Binding of Isaac should even be in here before this. I know a Binding of Isaac multiplayer just dropped yesterday, actually. But I think it's been around for 10 years. Yeah, 10 years, 10-year anniversary. So technically they've been supporting it. I know it's not multiplayer focused, which this tends to focus on. But it's a game that's been getting support for 10 years. Award for outstanding development on ongoing content that evolves the player's experience. Now, as far as Binding of Isaac is concerned, yes, there have been updates that have broken the hell out of the game, but it they generally fix it. So there's also like less than a handful of people working on the game. But Helldivers 2 won't vote for that. I won't vote for Fortnite because I'm not really aware of like the content going on in terms of what they've done. Destiny, no. So it comes down to this. Again, I have not played this recently. I could technically vote for it by my rules. Fine, PMS Jordan from Twitter. I'll vote for your fucking game. Best community support. Recognizes in game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates and patches. So, I mean, Helldivers is sort of a black eye. I have a few hours in Baldur's Gate. I have played No Man's Sky, but I didn't really do anything in No Man's Sky. I wandered around the first planet and like didn't get very far and got bored. So for me, it's probably between Final Fantasy and Baldur's Gate 3. See, when I hear the phrase best community support, I feel like above all, y'all should be listening to the players, which I do know that both of these do fairly well. Helldivers, by that point, got really good at walking certain things back earlier this year. Eeny, meeny, miny. I'm gonna go with Baldur's Gate 3. Best independent game. So there are some glaring issues with this category. So I have not played Animal Well. I have heard very good things. Played Balatro. I don't know what this is. Played Neva. And I am aware of UFO 50, but again, don't know what the fuck that even is. So there are some glaring omissions here. I know that they aren't on the level of popularity of these two in particular. But I feel like Another Crab's Treasure and Gory Cuddly Carnage got snubbed in this category. I would have voted for either of them if they were here. So I guess I'm going to go with the card game. Best debut indie. Okay, so I am going to bring up that a lot of people feel Palworld got snubbed, and my argument with that has always been that Palworld is an early access and technically shouldn't be eligible for any of these because it's early access. It's not technically released. However, this game is in early access, which is annoying. Best debut indie. For me, it comes down to these. Not this. I guess I'll go with the card game. Best mobile. So I've only played these two, and I have no idea what these three are. Uh, go with Rogue Poker again. Best VR. I haven't. So I've actually played Metal Hellsinger, but not the VR version. I have never. No. Best action game. So I've only played Black Myth and Warhammer. So I'm gonna go with Warhammer. Okay, best action adventure game. So I haven't played Astrobot. I have played Prince of Persia. I have played Silent Hill 2. Have not played Outlaws, and I've played Echoes of Wisdom. This right here, this is not an action adventure game. So as much as I loved Silent Hill 2, I will not be voting for that. So for me, it comes down to Prince of Persia and Zelda. And of the two, that was pretty simple. Best RPG. So, funny story. The only one of these that I've actually played is Dragon's Dogma 2. So, I did enjoy it, performance issues aside. So, I guess by default, I have to vote for that. Or not vote. Best fighting game. I don't do fighting games. Best family game. So, I tried out Princess Peach Showtime. I played the demo, so technically I've played it. I didn't play Mario Party. Don't own a PS5. Uh, played Echoes of Wisdom. I mean, I guess that's a family game. When I think of family games, I think of like I don't know why. I don't think of that game. Um, I guess Echoes of Wisdom. Best sim strategy. So I have played none of these. Next. Well, I'm gonna make this easy because that's the only one I've played. Best multiplayer. So only one I've played. Best adaptation. This is easy for me because the only one of these that I've actually watched is Fallout. I've been hearing great things about Arcane. I've heard Knuckles is alright. I'm not a Yakuza fan. And I've heard mixed things about this. But we'll vote for Fallout. Most anticipated game. So obviously you don't have to have played any of these because so obviously I'm breaking both of my rules here. So kind of curious as to whether or not this is coming day one to PC now. Now that the ownership supposedly has changed hands. So this is not my most anticipated game because it well I thought the first one was boring. For me, it comes down to these two. I probably should have got it on the Monster Hunter Wilds beta. I didn't. I'm assuming it's not going on anymore. I got Monster Hunter Worlds for the Xbox, or had. I sold my Xbox in a bunch of games. Not all of them, but I'm pretty sure I didn't keep that one. The only ones I kept are like Grand Theft Auto related and Halo related and Fallout related, mostly to like keep my collections of those complete. Anyway, that's irrelevant. For me, it comes down to these two. I go for Metroid. Content creator of the year. Never heard of any of these, and they're probably mostly streamers. Best esports game. So I messed around with Valorant a little bit. I think I've technically played League of Legends. Don't know what this is. For me, it comes down to these two. I'm gonna go with Dota 2. Uh, this name is vaguely familiar. Uh, I'm gonna skip that though because I have no idea. Best esports team. Nope. Player's choice. I don't know what. Notify me when voting opens up. I guess I don't. Okay. So I guess I won't be doing that. So let's go back here because there's two things I gotta vote for. Vote that I didn't vote for uh, because I wanted to like build suspense or some shit. Debut indie, independent game, community support, blah 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 blah. Who gives a shit? Best game direction. So it was this one and then the game of the year, which is before this. So I wanted to leave these for last because I basically wanted to explain, and this is going to come down to game of the year too, basically. So I don't own a PS5, didn't play Astrobot, um, played Balatro on my cell phone of all things. Uh, I've played a little of Black Myth Wukong, uh, plagued with performance issues. I love Elden Ring. I have not played the DLC, which is what this is. Again, don't own a PS5, so haven't played that. Hate Final Fantasy games. Haven't played Metaphor. So it kind of comes down to these for me. And given that the performance issues and the ghosting caused by the frame gen in this, the way they implemented it, from what I understand, the reason that there's a bunch of ghosting is that frame gen, the game is basically running at 30 FPS and they're using frame gen to get it up to 60. And when you use frame gen, there's not supposed to be that big of a gap. So that's why there's ghosting in that game, or whatever the hell it is you'd call that. I guess I'd call it ghosting for lack of. It looks a little weird to even be call it ghosting, but based on that, I'm gonna have to vote for the card game, and then I'm gonna have to vote for game of the year since it's the exact same games. The card game again. I did not think that I would be voting for a game that I played on my cell phone. God, that's weird. Huh. Okay. Well, I guess that's going to do it for this. You saw my picks. You can agree with them. You can disagree with them. You can yell at me in the comments section for the games I picked or the games I didn't play or not knowing who the hell any of those esports players or esports teams were. To me, that doesn't matter. And content creators, if they're going to have content creators, they should have a section for content creators and they should have a section for streamers because usually the content creators is overloaded with streamers mostly. So, oops, that is the video. I will be getting this out here in a few minutes after I clip some things, and then yeah, watch for me later this week. It's Tuesday night when I'm dropping this. So on Wednesday night, most likely, I will be attempting to stream The Binding of Isaac multiplayer. I did play a little bit of it yesterday. It was a little bit of a mess, but it was mostly lagging due to uh, other people's internet. It looked like, and my internet's hardlined into my PC. But anyway, that's irrelevant. Yeah, look for that later. Um, I, like, comment, subscribe, all of that bullshit the YouTubers ask you to do, and I will talk to you all later.